Good evening and welcome to our annual winter concert. Just a quick reminder, if you have a cell phone, please make sure it's turned off or in silent mode. And we are going to get started right away. This is our sixth graders, and they are going to begin with a piece that hopefully it sounds familiar. I'm not even going to tell you the name. Thank you. That was When the Saints Go Marching In. Our second piece is a slower piece, and it's a folk tune. It's called Ora Lee. You may recognize it as a tune that was made popular with different words by Elvis Presley. This is a duet. They're going to be playing, there's an A part and a B part. And this is Ora Lee. Thanks. We're going to move along to a tune called Old MacDonald Had a Band. Thank you. Our next tune is an arrangement of Ode to Joy by Mr. Beethoven himself. Ode to Joy. Okay, next we're going to go to a little Christmas tune that you'll recognize. This is Up on a Housetop. And we have one more Christmas tune for you. This is Jingle Bells. And while the percussion is switching instruments here, I don't know if you've had a chance to look at your program yet. Of course, there's got to be one mistake in there, and I did it. Even after proofing it, I thought enough times. In the calendar, it says that our spaghetti dinner concert is June 8th. That is our spring concert. You'll notice that the spring concert says June 8th. That's what happens when you cut and paste stuff, and it had a date, it had a month, so I thought I was set. Well, it's wrong. It's supposed to be Wednesday, March 23rd. That's our spaghetti dinner concert, okay? But I'm sure you'll find that and other information before March rolls around. This is Jingle Bell. Before we play our last tune, I'd like to thank the families, the parents of the students up here. Thank you for your encouragement and your support. Obviously, they wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you getting them here and helping them along the way. Really appreciate all of your help. They've been a lot of fun to work with so far, and you know they sound more improved. I know from when we had our first performance the beginning of November, we're playing more things in parts with independent counting, and I think they're sounding great. With your encouragement and support, we'll continue to improve, so we really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thanks. We're going to end our portion of the program with our traditional ending, which is the Mickey Mouse March. Good evening. Welcome back. This is our 7th grade band on stage, but before they play, we have a special group this evening joining us from the high school, Mr. Volz, our high school band director, and the high school flute ensemble. Very much. Isn't that nice? They bring their own stands and they're on and they're off. They've got it all set. Thank you, Mr. Volz and High School Flute Ensemble. Thanks. Okay, I was looking for my stick and I put it in my pocket. This is our 7th grade band, and we're going to open with a piece called Christmas Proclamation. You'll hear a couple of very well-known Christmas tunes all put together in this piece. Christmas Proclamation. Thank you. Boy, that was fast. I wasn't quite expecting that. All right, our next tune is called At the Feast of Stephen. The very well-known Christmas carol, Good King Wenceslas, that's the second phrase of that tune. Good King Wenceslas looked out on the Feast of Stephen. Well, this arranger, this composer, took that tune and made a very different arrangement of it. It's been a lot of fun working on. I think you will enjoy it. Our next tune, another fun tune. Been a lot of, I think they've enjoyed working on this one. It's by a Michigan composer named Matt Conway. Okay. And it's called Toboggan Run. Before we play our last tune here for this portion, again, I hate pointing out mistakes, but if you weren't here for the sixth grade, there is a mistake in your program and the dates to remember. The spaghetti dinner fundraiser, which is in March, it says it is Wednesday, June 8th. That's wrong. Our spring concert down at the bottom of that list is Wednesday, June 8th. It's actually Wednesday, March 23rd. Okay, it is a very important date because it's one of the major fundraisers for the middle school bands and for the high school, and all the bands perform on that evening. So anyway, I gave you the wrong date. The real date is Wednesday, March 23rd, though you'll get plenty of reminders before then. Also, I'd like to thank the parents and families of all the students up here. They've been a lot of fun to work with. They really have. And they have lots of energy, and they also have lots of talent. Thank you for encouraging them and supporting them, because obviously we couldn't do it without you. So thank you very much. We are going to play our traditional 7th grade last tune of the winter concert, which is Frosty the Snowman. Hello again. This is, on stage is our 8th grade band, but first we have a guest performance from the high school percussion ensemble. I'd like to introduce Mr. Voltz, who's going to tell you about the piece.
Thank you so much. Can you hear me? Okay, there we go. So we have a young man playing back there on the timpani too from the high school I want to point out. And I just wanted to mention this to you. These gentlemen on stage here today are 1/3 of our percussion ensemble at St. Clair High School performing tonight. And they represent a great diversity in the student body at St. Clair High School in this way. On the stage you have kids that are taking AP courses. You have kids that are playing football, lacrosse, track, soccer. You have Eagle Scouts. You have kids that are in the hardest classes we have at St. Clair High School doing very well in them. We have a kid that just got accepted to one of the finest engineering schools in the country on the stage right here, right now. They are awesome kids, and kids benefit from being in band. And you already know that. Your kids are in band. I would just encourage you to keep them involved in the band. As they come up, it's an awesome program at the high school, and don't you believe it when somebody says they can't do other things because of the high school band. These kids are the proof. So, this piece, thank you. This piece is kind of a non-traditional version of Carol of the Bells, but I think you're going to like it.
Let's give him one more round of applause. Awesome job. And as percussionists, well, percussionists know they always have more equipment than flute players. So, it looks like they recruited some flute players to help them. Great. Thank you. And this is our 8th grade band, and we are going to begin with a piece called Christmas Spectacular. Our next piece is called The Christmas Portrait. Listed the names of the tunes in your program. This is a collection of 3 nativity carols. The first one is German, the second one is French, and the third is Polish. They all have to do with They all have to do with the real meaning of Christmas, with the birth of that little baby in that manger. This is Christmas Portrait. It's arranged by a Port Huron native, William Himes. And here, too, I guess that you could call it the extreme, from the, the Dr. Seuss movie. This is You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch. Thank you. Before we play our last tune, just the 8th grade, I want to thank all the parents and families of the students out there. They've been a lot of fun to work with, but we wouldn't be able to do it if it wasn't for your support and encouragement. Please supporting and encouraging. They're doing great. There's so much talent and ability here. It's almost scary, if I can say that. But they're a lot of fun to work with. First thing in the morning, and most of them are awake. So we do get a lot of work done, surprisingly sometimes. Anyway, thank you so much for your support and encouragement. Because it wouldn't happen without you. Our last tune here, before we bring the 7th graders back to join us, this is a traditional one that we've been doing for at least the last 7 years. To end our portion of the concert, it is called 20 Carols in 2 minutes. So you might hear only about 4 measures of a tune, but there's 20 in there. Actually, a couple of them are repeated. Jingle Bells is in there more than once. Sometimes it's just in this, like the snare drum and the sleigh bells, and sometimes it's in with one of the melody instruments. But see if you can count at least 20, and we're working on finishing in 2 minutes. 20 carols in 2 minutes. Thank you. Did anybody time it? I'm going to say it was probably pretty close to 2. Awesome. Okay. Hey, we're going to get the 7th graders out here. We're going to add some chairs and stands. Please don't go away. We'll be back soon. Ready. This is something we did last year to end our concert. All our 7th graders and our 8th graders. And even though we don't have that white stuff outside, maybe we will. This is Let It Snow. Thank you so much for coming. Please have a Merry Christmas, Happy Holiday, whatever you celebrate. Enjoy the times with your family and friends. And before I let these guys go, I'm going to ask that they please help us get all the chairs and the stands put back before you take them. But please do take them home this evening. All right, thanks, because we have 4 more days of school left, right? Yeah, I'd like to thank Mr. Alley and Ms. Becker for being here. She's shouldn't be backstage anymore. I hope she's out here. So we have great administrative support at our school. We are very lucky. And your support. Thank you.